Today, call us crazy, but we hope to finish our water system. It's already working, it's already holding water, but there are a few last things we need to do until it's totally done, at which point the only thing we have left to do is backfill. The first is we have to add risers to each tank. What I need is an exact measurement to the soil, plus probably 6 inches or so. We don't want them flush with the soil. We want to backfill around it so that water is draining away from the tanks. Once we have those in, we then need to vent the tanks. And I think we decided that we're going to vent the tanks out of the lid instead of the tank itself. Last thing we have to do is add the overflow pipe, which is going to overflow to the hillside. So before we add that, we need to do a bit of backfill so that we lay the pipe on top of the backfill. We had 2 very small leaks in our system. The one at the bottom of the hill, 100% fixed. And then this leak at the bulkhead, we've watched it over the last couple of days, and this sand is absolutely bone dry. If there was still a leak or a substantial leak, there would be standing water under there. So either the leak has already sealed itself up completely, or the leak is so minuscule that it's evaporating quicker than it's leaking, and both scenarios we're happy with. If we're ever in doubt, like we're losing mass quantities of water and we think it's from this right here, we can always drain the system and caulk the inside of the bulkhead with silicone, but that's not our plan A, so we're not going to do it right now. All right, I have the measurement I need for the risers. Back to the bottom of the hill. What are you working on down here? They want to know.
We don't have any rock, but what little rock we have, I'm getting rid of. I'm moving it. I'm making it go away.
To beyond.
Out of sight, out of mind with the rock. Now I'm cleaning up after the grizzly because I need to take it up top and filter all that rock so that we have fill dirt to fill the trench in around the cistern. So. Okay. The water guy just left. The cost to connect to the water system, $8,000.
Plus a $40 monthly payment minimum.
$42.
Okay.
For the record. Wait, so that's just for the connection and for the meter.
Yep.
That's way over there. But that's good news. It's not a no never. We knew there was water available to this property. We just didn't realize, we couldn't remember from our notes what the cost was. We knew it was substantial.
But that's not plan A. Plan A is to still drill a well. We're just trying to understand the whole picture because it might be an option one day. We don't know what the future holds, or we might sell the property one day. Yeah. Not the plan, but it could happen. And the future buyer might want to connect to water. Anyways,
yeah, and it's something we may want to do in the near future because the cost is only going to go higher and higher and higher. And that's just to get the meter into the property line. That way, when they raise the price to 15 grand to connect to the system, we got ours cheap. Cheap, they said.
Okay, so as you can see, it's going to be quite the day for us. I'm going to go ahead and run some errands, and then I'll be back for more fun. Time to go to the top of the hill. I bought stuff.
Do you know what this costs?
86 bucks a foot.
That's $600 in riser pipe. What in the heavens dickens is this stuff made from?
Unicorn hair. Unicorn hooves.
Hooves, yes, more rare than hair. You know what these are?
I have no idea.
Plumbing hula hoops.
Woo-hoo. I'll totally hula hoop with that. While I was gone, Jesse was working on getting the Grizzly loaded on the trailer to go to the top of the hill. However, for some reasons I don't remember, I don't know that it's going to the top of the hill today. Yeah. Apparently we can't get 3 minutes into a task without having a challenge. We have a challenge! In a perfect world, these lids would be off the cisterns for as little time as possible because, you know, even sand here somehow is gonna wanna go in the cistern. Not to mention we have squirrels and stuff throwing their nuts down here. This poses a problem because, come to find out, these lids have little nubbins on the bottom, which prevents the lids from sealing against the flange. Who would have thought, right? Long story short, we have a third tank sitting on top of our hill right here that we're not using in this water system. And guess what? It has the same size lids. So we're gonna go ahead and modify those lids and just swap them out with those lids. So these are the nubbins we're talking about. The flange is sitting right here. And we need the flange to sit on the gasket.
Yeah. And we've got secret, not meant for this tool grinder. Because if we were those kind of people who buy a tool for every single job we needed, we'd have 6 storage sheds full of tools. But Alyssa's going to use a metal grinder to knock those off.
But our chisels aren't going to do the job, and our laser levels aren't going to do the job,
a pocket knife.
and the backhoe's not going to do the job, and the DeWalt saw's not going to do the job. Crap.
There's only 30 of them. I'll give you my pocket knife. You can start now. Come check
Jesse,
on
some
you
people
about
call you
dinner
a tool addict.
Tool addict? We got a beautiful email. If you're watching this, we got a beautiful email that said, you know when you're old, when you don't need another tool anymore.
That does mean you're old.
When you stop needing another tool, you're old. So the advice given to us was stop buying so many tools.
You stop aging.
And you'll stop aging.
Sweet.
Which seems to work.
I don't know. Seems pretty dang good to me. Probably ask the boss what he thinks before I do the second one.
Nice, yeah. That worked really good.
Yay. Oh, that's such a beautiful sight. It makes me weep. We just kind of regrouped and talked about the rest of the evening. We were only gonna work a couple more hours. So I cut these in half, and I don't know if you see that, but these are pretty dirty. So I'm gonna take these down to the bottom of the hill, give them a bath, and then we'll talk about what we're gonna do down there. Can you see it? Poor Froggy. Where is he? Oh, there he is. That's a brown, woo, there he goes. Are you gonna work on rock?
Yeah, I'm gonna play Move Dirt.
Okay.
Move Dirt!
Is this Mangled Soul from Grizzly 1.0?
It is. It's,
oh my gosh.
It remains.
That's so sad.
We should bury this and later archaeologists will dig it up and wonder what the heck is that.
That's a lot of mud. Look at that. Next thing we get to do is install the bulkheads. So what we're going to do is take, I think this is called a hole saw, and we're going to drill Probably in one of these little pies right here, so we're going through as little plastic as possible. We're actually doing these 2 different sizes. You know why? Because we have 2 bulkheads left over, an incher and a 3/4 incher. Use what you got. What I didn't account for is how big these bulkheads are. So I'm pretty sure we're only gonna get one of these installed. Oh, you know what? I don't know if the inch will fit. Dang it, hole's too small. Let's try a little bit bigger. So I got the hole bigger, except in the process, I kind of boogered up this side here, trying to get the hole saw started. It's definitely more challenging once your starting point is gone. But because this isn't holding water, Jesse said it's okay, so we should, this isn't ideal, but we should be able to caulk the interior, at least maybe the exterior too. And because it's never gonna touch water, we're okay with that. There's one. Beautiful. So our plan to use the inch bulkhead isn't going to work because if you look, there's not enough flat space in here to get a good seal. Not to mention that, but on the other side of the tank, there are very few flat spots to put it where there's no lettering. So this is the widest flat spot. This looks okay, but if you look here, there's a support under, and we don't want to drill through the support. So it looks like we're gonna have to go to the hardware store tomorrow and get a second 3/4 inch bulkhead. However, I can get the flanges or the rings or whatever they're called caulked and bring them back up to the hill where we will install them on the tanks. And we can even put the lids on. Tomorrow it should be really easy to just take the lid off and then add the bulkhead on there. I want to make sure these are nice and dry before I apply the caulking. Oh, I don't know if you're ready to move. I don't know. I'm gonna move you anyways. Gosh. Jesse saw that someone in a Facebook group said, is it just me or does everything homesteading related have to be really hard? And that's been my experience. The seemingly simplest thing is just so hard. But I do think that everything gets easier with practice. An hour later, 2 hours later, that took way longer than it had to take. You look so dirty. I think you need to shave, but I think you also have a dirt mustache. Looks pretty dang good. I have to say, this is a lovely site. We did pretty good on our goals today, but I think we've agreed to bag it for the night, and we're gonna pick up with us in the morning.
I think you did fantastic today. It was kind of a chaotic day. We had random people stopping by, phone calls most of the day. I don't know about you, but I was on the phone probably
I talked a bit.
6 times today, at least. So it's kind of hard to get really productive, you know, when that's happening. But I think we've had a lot of problem solving today too, which is always time consuming. It's a whole lot of like, you know, test fitting stuff. So, I mean, we're overachievers. We wanted to get the risers on. We wanted the cisterns backfilled, but I guess job security.
Then we'd have nothing to do tomorrow.
What we do tomorrow? Eat ice cream, watch TV.